Hello and welcome to today's head-to-head between the Everlast MX glove lace-up and the Cleto Reyes lace-up glove. So both of these will be used for sparring, not for actual fights. Just to point out to you to start off with, obviously this is a bigger glove. So this is an 18-ounce Cleto Reyes and this is a 14-ounce Everlast MX. But essentially I'm just going to go through the features of each one. So in terms of the actual contest, as we always do, 12 rounds, 12 different sections for each round, and then we'll go on to a 10-point must system. 10 points for the winner, 9 points for the loser. If there's a round where there's a significant difference, it'll be 10-8 or 10-7, okay? But most rounds will be 10-10 or 10-9 in either favour. So let's go straight into it then, and we've got round one, brand. Okay, so brand Reyes recently celebrated 70 years of heritage in big fights. A classic, iconic badge, great sort of reputation when it comes to boxing gloves and boxing equipment. Everlast, great reputation over the years, and this is a top-end Everlast glove. In terms of what Everlast have done in terms of their brand, I do think that the brand has been damaged somewhat by sort of the Sports Direct, sort of stack 'em high, sell 'em cheap sort of products that Everlast do at the very, very bottom end. This is top end, so it is different. But Everlast have had a bit of a reputation as Neverlast as opposed to Everlast in terms of some of the quality. I do think that this is a quality glove. If you buy a glove that's sort of £20–30, then I can fully see where that reputation comes from. I've seen many a PU, synthetic sort of plastic leather glove that has fell to pieces with the Everlast logo on the back there. So in terms of brand, I am going to give it 10 points to the Cleto Reyes and 9 points to the Everlast, just because I do think that low end stuff does damage the brand. Round two, and we're on to wrist, and as you can see, the wrist on this glove here, a flat, decent padding there. As you come round, you can see padding there by either side of the laces, and then you come to a great padding that's on here. You've got those big great padding ridges where the laces can go in between. You've got that classic cloth badge there, which I do like with the gold on. I always like that. And coming around, you've got sort of a little bit more padding as well around that wrist. So round two, wrist, 10 points to Cleto Reyes and 9 points to the Everlast. Then we go on to the thumb, and on the thumb there you can see from those thumbs quite similar actually in shape. When it comes to the actual attachment, I think the Everlast one is better than the Cleto Reyes one. It just looks like it's a little bit sort of thicker, and because it's leather, and this one is like a little bit of leather, but there's much thicker leather on the Everlast one, so I do prefer the better attachment of that one. Both have got quite short thumbs actually, but I think the Cleto Reyes has got better padding. This is a really short thumb. I felt that my thumb straight away was hitting the end of there, so just to be aware of that if you've got like a bit longer thumbs. But in terms of this round, I can't really split them. There's pluses and minuses for both of them in the thumb area, and so that's a 10-10 round. In terms of face of the glove, and both of these gloves are very sort of minimal sort of classic designs. As you can see, you've got the white face with the black laces and a little bit of red piping, and then you've got the classic white laces with the just normal red across the palm on there. And again, round four, I'm going to give it as a 10-10. There's not much to separate them. In terms of the knuckle area, in the MX, there's almost like a pocket inside there where your knuckles have got like a space. So I would say that if you've got sort of your wraps on and your padding, the padding and the wraps would fill that space, and that would make this glove a more comfortable glove when you've got wraps on than when you haven't got wraps on. course, I do always wear wraps, so I would say that, you know, that little bit extra space does give you a bit of room in the knuckle area. The knuckles on both of these, as I press those in there, and I press those in there, the good padding on both. This round knuckle area, 10-10. When it comes to the stitching, Cleto Reyes is great when it comes to the stitching. Let's just move that round so you can see, you know, such a well-made glove, really is good. And then you can already see on here, you know, this glove has been used a little, but there's already a little bit of fraying going on when it comes to the stitching. So there's no doubt in my mind that when it comes to stitching, 10 points to the Cleto Reyes and 9 points to the Everlast. Again, that carries over into round 7, quality and durability. These, if you treat them right, will last for years and years. Again, these will last longer if you treat them right. But as I say, these gloves haven't been used that much and I can already see signs of wear and tear. So I would say 9 points to the Everlast and 10 points to the Cleto Reyes in round 7, quality and durability. Comfort, as I say, you have on the Everlast one, you've got like in there's like a little gap where your knuckles are, where obviously that padding would go if you've got sort of wraps and your padding on. And then you've got the Cleto Reyes, which you put on, and it's a lovely, lovely glove. It just feels so nice. And from that point of view, you can see, you can open your fists actually. This one is a little bit more open to the shots, the MX, than the Cleto Reyes, but you could still catch shots with the Cleto Reyes, although that one is very good. For this round, I am, from the point of view of comfort, going to give it a 10-9 round to the Cleto Reyes. Okay, just feel better when you put them on. Style, 10 points to the Reyes and 9 points to the Everlast. I mean, classic style, instantly recognisable as a boxing glove, that one. But the Everlast, you know, you've got people like Canelo Alvarez that have been using these sort of gloves, and some high profile name boxers out there. I do like things like that little MX there. I like that there, that little bit there, that Hencho in Mexico. I do like that as well. But I have to say, round 9 does go 10-9 to the Reyes. In terms of protection, round 10, the knuckle, the wrist, the face of the glove, those bits at the back, just feels better protected than the actual Everlast MX. And so 10 points to 9 points, round 10 protection. Performance of the glove, again, I've got to go with the Reyes, 10 points to 9 points. Just when you're using these, even though you can open your hand really well and catch the shots, they're just a more padded glove, this one. And that's not just because it's a bigger glove. Obviously I trained for many years in a 14-ounce Cleto Reyes, so I know them very, very well. But in terms of performance and actually using them, I've got to go with the Cleto Reyes, 10 points to 9 points. Round 12, value for money. This is a joint round, both 10-10. You pick up these for about £200 and they're worth every single penny. And then the MX, you know, anywhere between 130 and 150, and that's still a good price to pay for what is a very good glove. Of course, that one is cheaper than the Cleto Reyes, and that, for that reason, I've gone with the 10-10. So there's 12 rounds for you. I've gone through all of the different sections again, pitting these two gloves against each other. In every different section, I do come to a total, and the total is the Everlast MX, 112 points. The Cleto Reyes, 120. So head to head, these two gloves, the Cleto Reyes is just too strong a glove against the Everlast MX. I like what Everlast have done. They've really given it a good attempt to try and get close to a Cleto Reyes, but I have to say, head to head, they're still a fair way off. The Cleto Reyes, the quality, the durability is fantastic. Also, that iconic style that it's got just gives it such an edge in some of these rounds, and some of the rounds in this particular contest, especially when it came to like stitching and durability and things like that. You know, there was only one winner. So whereas I have contests where some of the rounds are really close, some of the rounds, the decisive rounds, Cleto Reyes just stormed ahead. So 120 to 112, another win for the Cleto Reyes. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'm doing quite a few of these comparison videos at the minute. Hope you're enjoying them. The feedback and the comments seem to reflect that you are. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy my videos, I hope you are, and also please like and subscribe. Tell your friends at the gym about my channel. It is sort of growing and growing, and I'm really pleased. So thanks once again for watching.